beat. Turtles. Beat. Turtles. Beat. Turtles. Beat. Turtles. Turtle. Beat. Turtle.
All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? Welcome to Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast. Sorry about the delay. We had some issues there with technology. I choked on I was trying to eat some Halloween candy, and I actually got a shank. I swallowed a shank. I don't know how that happened, but somebody put I don't know who the wise guy is, but I've called the cops. We're filing a police report right away. It's very serious stuff. It's very real. I thought I'd let you know that. So be on the watch out there, people. I'm going to go ahead right now, and I am going to share the link to this on the Clarence Woods Emerson Facebook page and on the Turtle Boy Facebook pages as well. I would urge you all to go ahead and share those as well. And we will get started. So let's post these. And cool. All right, so just a reminder, folks, all right, please remember this episode of Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy, all right? If you have one of those old rickety garages that is kind of in need of an upgrade, right, you got to get out of your car, open it up like a moron. It's time to get with the times, folks. Call our friends up at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. You can find them online at gdplus.com, right? My buddy Chris will come over your house that day. He will give you a price that is so fair, right? You're going to hire him on the spot. You're not going to have a choice. Trust me. He'll go pretty much anywhere in New England except for Coleraine. I promise you. You're going to like it. He's going to install it that day. At the end of it, you're going to get a nice little clicker. You're going to press a button on the clicker, and boom, garage door is going to go up. Press it again. Boom. Garage door goes down. Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. Check them out. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I got some good news. Since that blog on Tuesday, we had another advertiser that wants to work with us. Now, I thought about this, right? I'm like, do I want to have two reads in the same show? Or is that how I want to do it? Or what if I started doing this every day, right? Because why not? I mean, they'd essentially be paying me to do that, right? So that I'm honestly thinking about doing, I don't know if it's too much, but I was thinking about doing it in the morning, right? A morning read, like a Monday and Wednesday morning blog. It's like a radio show, that like, I don't know, what would be a good time? Like I got Mondays and Tuesdays, I got to get the kids ready. I got the kids on Monday and Tuesday mornings. I got to get them to my mother's house, right? And then on Wednesdays, I'm pretty free in the morning, right? So I could get started right away. So I was thinking like a 9 o'clock, podcast to start like a radio show almost, right? Maybe. I don't know if that's, most people are probably in work by 9. I don't know if that's too late, but just throwing it out there. I'd be down for it. So throwing it out there, seeing what you guys think. It seems like a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people seem to agree, yeah, more turtle the better. I don't know. I'm sure we could find plenty to talk about. There's always plenty of shit to talk about. Just put it that way. Even if it's like shit that hasn't been discussed in the blogs, whatever. Like that's what I like about this podcast and this show is that we can talk about things that have not necessarily been blogged about. So it's like new content, right? That other people aren't getting almost. I want to reward people who follow us on here. Are we up to 7,000 subs yet? I know we're like really close. So, all right. Anyway, just some food for thought. Let's talk about a couple things first. All right. First thing I want to talk about is this blog that I published today, and this happens every single year with boys playing field hockey, folks. I don't know what people think of this. Are people pro this? Are they anti this? I'm personally of the belief that this is a bad thing. All right. Field hockey is a girls' sport, right? It just is. I don't know where people got the idea that field hockey is somehow an acceptable sport for boys to play. Now, I know the argument. Every single year I see it when this happens, right? Because Somerset Berkeley has 2 boys on it. They're a regional team down there. They are the reigning state champions. The boys aren't just like average kids either, right? They're the coach. One of them is the coach's son, and he's like the best player in Massachusetts. He is absolutely dominating life this year for them. They have, I believe he has scored over 100 career goals. And this year, did you guys read this blog today? It's pretty wild. This year, I mean, I don't follow high school field hockey that much. The only reason you really follow it, right, I assume, is if you had a daughter who played in it. And if your daughter invested, I don't know, are there any field hockey parents out there? If you invest that much time in it, I certainly hope you have a kid who plays, or else it's kind of weird, right? So the only time I ever hear about it is when something kind of makes the news like this, like a boy starts playing in Somerset Berkeley, starts dominating, right? So we posted their schedule and their results and stuff like that. It's pretty wild shit, right? Somerset Berkeley is 18-0, and they have outscored their opponents 173-3. That's not a typo. 173 goals to 3 goals. Okay? The next best team in their league, Apponequet, has 38 goals scored and 32 against. That is freaking insane. Absolutely insane. Like, look what they're beating teams by. Wareham, 14-0. Seekonk, 12-0. ORR, 4-1. That's the closest they've had all year. By far the closest game. They beat, the next one was kind of close. It was 5-0 against, who was that against? Scituate. 5-0 against Cohasset. Dighton Rehoboth, 12-0. Case, 11-0. Barnstable, 11-1. Apponequet again, 13-0. Wareham, 13. They beat Wareham by a combined 27-0 this year. Durfee, 7-0. That's like a good game. Fairhaven, 14-0. Barnstable again down here at 13-0. Apponequet, 6-0. Bourne, Durfee, ORR. I mean, they just absolutely murdered these teams, guys. Murdered them. So now they're in the playoffs, okay? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to win the state championship, obviously, just like they did last year. There's literally no point of any girls showing up. I think they have King Philip, like King Philip beat Pembroke to get to play them. Don't even bother. There's literally no point. I mean, how are you supposed to get excited for this game and you show up and you're all chicks going against dudes? It's fucking bullshit, guys. I mean, I have a 4-year-old daughter. She loves soccer. I'm getting real into soccer, right? And I'm just worried about her future, man. I mean, what's the point of this? Like, she's going to work hard for what? To get to this level and then a fucking boy shows up and beats her? No, thank you. No, thank you. So I'm curious, do we have any field hockey parents out there? Because I'll never be a field hockey parent. I could rant about field hockey for a moment, if you'll allow me. But I've watched field hockey games before. I've watched them before. I've never seen a more boring, stupid sport, I apologize, than field hockey. Yeah, I've never seen so many whistles. Have you guys seen a field hockey game before? Right? Have you seen one before? All they do, I mean, soccer, they run, right? It's a bouncing ball that keeps moving, right? The game's constantly moving. Even when there's a whistle in soccer, it goes real quick, right? They set the ball down, boom, let's go. This shit, field hockey, they start playing. If the freaking stick comes like a 1/4 inch off the ground or too far off the ground, that's a whistle. All these whistles constantly. I have no idea what's going on. It's awkward. The whole game is awkward because you're like kind of like looking at the ground. It's a stupid game. I'm sorry, but good for them for playing. I'm happy that the girls are playing. It's good. Gives them some exercise, gets them off the phone, etc. But I can't watch it. Now, when you see the boys out there, right? Let's watch this clip. So now, here's the thing. I warned people about this. I said they're not going to be happy. Like, if the fact that Somerset is dominating and everybody was talking about it, right, means that other people are going to see this and they're going to be like, why can't we do that too? At least if they were smart, I would too. That's what I wanted them to do. I wanted this to be a mockery. I didn't want these kids to graduate from Somerset and then we just move on like none of this happened. I want this issue to be solved. And the only way to solve issues like that is crazy shit has to happen, right? Like with transgender issues, right? The only way that thing can ever be solved is that men just have to keep beating the shit out of women at sports. Until that happens, it's never going to get solved. Same goes with this. You need boys to just kick the shit out of girls over and over again until they realize, oh man, this is fucked up. I'd also like to point out that kid who scored 100 goals ain't playing in college. You know why? Because the NCAA doesn't have girls or boys play field hockey. It's a girls' sport. How freaking hard is this to understand? Oh, well, they play it in Australia, Turtle Boy, and they play it in Austria, Turtle Boy, and Germany. Well, guess what? Guess what? We're not in Germany anymore, folks. This is the United States of America. We do shit our own way here, right? We're the greatest country on earth. We invented freaking everything that's awesome. We perfected great things. We invented buffalo chicken. Name another country in the world that serves buffalo chicken. Nobody. Buffalo chicken is the greatest food ever invented by mankind. We're the only country in the world that serves it. Seriously. We make great things here. We do things better than everyone else. We're smarter than everyone else. We left all these other countries because they're crappy and they do things like let boys play field hockey. So, like, field hockey is a sport for women named Hilda. Like, that's what field hockey is for. Not for men named Aiden, which is apparently the thing now. Every day is a kid freaking Aiden. Don't get me started on that. Anyway, yes, we did invent the song Everything is Awesome Too. That's correct. So, let's watch this clip here because, as I said, other schools are going to start doing this too, and they'd be stupid not to. What I'm really waiting for is if this is truly a co-ed sport, if boys can play, give me St. John's Prep, Xaverian, St. John, Shrewsbury. I want them to start having teams, right? That's when it's going to get really interesting, when it's literally all boys. They can do it, right? Let's watch this clip for a moment, because this clip pisses me off.
Point didn't really hit me until I actually got to that tryout, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm really outnumbered here.
Okay, you look at that kid, right? This kid looks like your classic freaking jock, right? Like, this guy should be hooking up with the head cheerleader or something, right? Instead, we've made toxic masculinity a bad thing, right? This is all feminism's fault. I swear to God. This is all feminism's fault. We have glorified the emasculation of men, right? Men can't be men anymore. That's a bad thing. You can't be like, oh, well, you know, I'm a dude. I don't freaking play field hockey. That's a bad thing now. You're gendering yourself. You're putting yourself in a box. So now we're like, anyone can do anything. So this kid, who should be going out with the prom queen or something, is here playing with chicks in skirts. Watch.
Got to that tryout, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm really outnumbered here.
Aiden, Zeke, and
Look at this.
Ethan
Look
are
at
all
that.
seniors and joined the Wayland High School field hockey team for the
Boom.
first time this year.
I look forward to
Okay,
practice.
watch that play again.
Aiden,
So here's this boy dribbling up. Little girl in the red's got no shot. She's about 8 inches smaller than him. Okay. Not as gifted as him. Not as fast as him. Because she's a chick. And she can't do anything about it. Watch this. So he passes it. Who's the pass go to?
Ethan are all seniors.
Let's see.
Enjoy
He's
the
over here.
win.
Oh, another boy. There's another dude. And look, he's in front of the girls. Why? Oh, because he's faster. Because he's a dude.
High school field
And then the goalie gets in the way. And now look at this. Okay. Ball bounces out. 2 girl defenders and a girl goalie. Girls do not have the same reaction time as boys. Right? A male goalie would be able to react to a shot faster than a girl would. That's just a fact. So,
hockey team for
boom.
the first time this
Can't
year.
do shit
I
about
look
that.
forward to practice. I look forward to games. I'm just so happy I played.
We're really, really glad. But
Okay, now this is the one that pisses me off. This girl right there. So this girl is the captain of the team. Her team, by the way, sucked the last 4 years. So she's a senior. Freshman, sophomore, and junior year, her team sucked. Right? So obviously not very good. This is Wayland High School, by the way. Very wealthy town, right near Natick and Framingham, that area. And listen to what she says about boys. There's only, 11 people play at a time? So if you have 3 boys show up, then that means 3 girls got to sit. So listen to what she says.
how they turned out. Captain Arden Knapp says they're a welcome.
40 games. I'm just so happy I played.
We're really, really glad with how they turned out. Captain Arden Knapp says they're a welcome addition since they've helped the team now make the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. I think that people are a little sacrificial in their playing time if it means that we're going to go farther.
Okay, I mean, there it is. I mean, seriously, play that clip one more time. That's unbelievable what she just said.
Official in their playing time in 4 years. I think that people are a little sacrificial in their playing time if it means that we're going to go farther.
Yeah, first of all, she named Arden. I mean, what the hell's up with that? Anyway, I mean, seriously, Arden? How are you going to do that? No offense to this girl, but how are you going to do that to your kid? You name your kid fucking Arden? That's like when people misspell my name, sometimes they do that, because an R, a lowercase r, can look like an I sometimes. Jesus. Anyway, she's saying that they're willing to be sacrificial, guys, right? They're willing to sacrifice their time because it means they advance further. What happened to pride and shame? I mean, I would rather go down with the ship, right? I mean, that's like, it's unbelievable. Like, yeah, we suck. We can't beat girls on our own. But we got these dudes, and fuck yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it. I'll sit down for them. Sure, go in ahead. I've been working my ass off for 4 years to try to get somewhere. I can't get there, so I'm going to have you do it for me. And that's what feminism looks like? That's insane, guys. I mean, there's nothing, no matter how hard, no matter what progressives do and liberals try to do, it always ends up hurting women. That's what it comes down. That's the irony of what they do. This hurts freaking women. And this girl has no shame, no pride, nothing. She's like, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll take it. Now, I saw somebody in the comments say, well, what's she supposed to say? First of all, it's not supposed to come to this. You pull them aside earlier in the year and said, this ain't happening. No. The problem is these kids were welcomed with open arms. I guarantee if these girls had created an atmosphere that was hostile towards them, they wouldn't do it. They're doing it because they're welcomed with open arms. That's what you do. You don't let it get to this spot in the first place. Anyway, so it goes on.
Field hockey is a co-ed sport, but as Wayland expected, being the only co-ed...
Okay, so I was going to address Willie. So it's not her fault she's a kid. She is a kid, okay? So let's be clear about that. She is a kid. However, it's not necessarily what she said. It's that she's been programmed to say these things, right? Like, for a human being, for a kid, for a 17-year-old, to say something like that and think it's like normal. That's the problem, right? Is that and we're going to see later on because her mother's on this clip too. Why that?
Co-ed team in the league has carried a healthy dose of controversy. Opponents' parents have been brutal this year, on the sidelines. And, in the past, they've made boys cry because they're playing. And so...
Okay, you heard that accent? That means she's probably from a country where men playing field hockey is completely normal. But listen to what she said.
Brutal this year, on the sidelines. And, in the past, they've made boys cry because they're playing. And so they knew to expect it from peers, but to hear it from adults has really been hard for them.
So they cried. So adults now, imagine your daughter had to play against these kids and they lost because of them. I might say something because is no one else going to say anything? Obviously, the adults in your life, first of all, this would never, ever happen with my son. Over my freaking dead body would I ever allow my son to go and beat up on a bunch of girls. That would bring great shame to our family. I would never go to a game. I would root for the other team actively. I would not allow it. My wife wouldn't allow it. We wouldn't allow it. It's disgraceful, right? So if their parents aren't going to say shit, I guess the parents of the other team are going to have to step up and do that. Because guess what? You're hurting girls. And that shit ain't okay. And so here's this woman saying, well, they made them cry. Good. Maybe they should cry. They should be ashamed. They should be embarrassed. But no, we can't let kids cry anymore because it's freaking 2019. We might hurt their precious feelings. Oh, I might cry. Cry more, bitch. How about how'd you like the girls in the other team who you just fucking dominated? Maybe they cry. You ever think about them? Go on.
But parents on opposing teams like Wakefield say it's just not fair. It's about the fact that they can't physically beat them. They're always right. Physiologically. They're stronger. They're faster. It's just not fair. These girls have worked really hard. Wayland doesn't have a perfect record, and their parents say that's proof that all's fair in field hockey.
Time out. Wayland doesn't have a perfect record, and that's proof that all is fair in field hockey. First of all, I'd like to point out that these boys have never played the sport before. They show up and they're already winning, and they're much better, and they're making the playoffs and winning playoff games. Okay. Secondly, this idea that because you are not better than the best girl, that it somehow makes it fair is insane. They use the same thing with transgender athletes in sports. Well, you know, there's a woman in the Olympics who's faster than you, so I guess men aren't better than women after all. It's the stupidest argument I've ever heard in my life. It's disingenuous. It's made in bad faith. It's absurd, right? Just because you're not winning any game doesn't prove anything. The fact is you got significantly better than the year before. So listen to this mom. This is the mom of the captain.
It offends me when people assume that just because they're boys.
Stop right there. It offends me. Just, that's all you need to read. The white woman from Wayland who named her kid Arden is offended. Shocking. I never thought I'd see the day when a rich white woman from Wayland was offended by something that involved gender. Now back up. Listen to what she says.
It offends me when people assume that just because they're boys, they're automatically going to be better. And that's actually not been the case.
Okay, so why is that offensive? That it's offensive that people think that just because they're boys are going to get better. So what she's saying there is she's trying to do like a girl power thing, saying like, well, girls can be better than boys too. It's offensive to say that boys are better than girls. It's not offensive. It's literally pro-woman. That's why we have Title IX. That's why we separate genders in the first place in sports. Because men, on average, are significantly faster, bigger, and stronger than women. And guess what? There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just how we were freaking made. We're also taller on average, fatter. We don't live as long. We're 1,000,000 times more likely to be incarcerated. There's a billion differences. And some advantages and disadvantages of being men and women. And then listen to how it ends. So she goes, there's no advantage. And then this.
Wayland beat Wakefield in round 1 of the playoffs, and 2 of the boys scored the team's only 2 goals.
But they don't have, they just won the first round of the playoffs, and the boys scored 100% of the goals. But they don't have any advantage, folks. That's offensive. It's offensive to say that. That's offensive. All right. Let's go on to the next topic. Let's talk about Abrams for a moment. So you guys see the Josh update today? I mean, I kind of miss him when he's in jail because he's such great content. He never stops. But I am happy he's in jail because he's a monster and he should be in jail. And little update today. So Bristol got some paperwork here. She'll talk more about this in detail on her show. But did you guys read this? Did you guys read this? And this is fantastic reporting. I agree. Fantastic reporting. But Bristol gets these documents, and we find out, shocking, that Josh has been filing numerous false police reports. Of course, we knew that already because I am one of those people. He filed a false police report against me when he claimed that I came to his mother's house and threw a Pepsi bottle at him, just made it up. That's what he does. He's a pathological liar. So, Josh is somehow involved in camel toe truck girl who he abuses. The rapist, Josh. He's just a rapist now. The rapist is not happy that camel toe truck girl did not have custody of her kids because she's a hot mess herself, right? She's a prostitute. She commits larceny. She likely has drug issues. She's camel toe truck girl, right? And she's not very smart, obviously, but I assume the baby's daddy ain't much better because his parents want custody of the kid, right? Of her kid. And there was a court hearing on September 24th. This must have been right when Josh got out of jail for the first time. And let me read part of this to you. Officer Grande advised me that the involved parties had been in the court for a custody issue. Upon leaving the court, an altercation erupted between the two parties. Grande stated that he and his men attempted to quell the disturbance when a female party alleged a male from the other party assaulted her. So that's Danielle talking about her baby daddy's daddy, right? Grande stated he witnessed the entire incident and did not observe an assault take place because it's imaginary. I asked where the parties were at this time. He directed me to the parking lot. I responded to the location. There's a female party identified as Danielle Bagnano and a man identified as Michael Imbruglia. Imbruglia stated this afternoon that he and his wife, Kimberly, were in court for the custody hearing as they had custody of Michael's grandson. Thank you very much, Willie. Thanks to Eddie's mom for a fun night. No, that's not nice. That he and his mom were, Kimberly and Imbruglia, were in court for a custody hearing as they had custody of the grandson. He stated his son's ex-girlfriend, Danielle, was awarded custody today. That's nice. After the hearing, he walked past Danielle. And she was holding her cell phone in his face, and he passed her. Michael stated he stuck his face in front of the phone and said, "Hi, Danielle." So of course she's sitting. I mean, think how trashy this is, right? She's sitting in court. This is a serious issue. Your freaking kid is on the line here, right? These people have been raising your crotch fruit while you've been out hanging out with the rapist, right? Bothering the police, being a shitty human being, committing larceny at Encore Casino. Literally 2 days prior to this was September 22nd. That was when the larceny took place at Encore Casino. Didn't give a shit about a kid then. And instead of taking this thing seriously, she's down there filming and basically taunting the guy who has been raising her kid. No thank you or anything like that. I'm sure he didn't ask for money for her, for like all the food and stuff that he provided for her child. None of that. She said what's her biggest priority there is not getting the kid back, but filming him. That is the Josh Abrams factor right there. That is what this monster has taught this stupid woman. I mean, this woman is one of the stupidest women on the planet. She'll do anything he says. She thinks he's like a fucking god. Right? Eventually, she reached her breaking point, obviously, this past weekend. But she obviously, at the time, revered this kid. She sees that that's just what Josh does. He goes around and puts cameras in people's faces. So I'm going to do the same thing. So she puts the friggin' camera in his face, right? And the guy just says, "Hi, Danielle." I mean, it seems like a normal thing to say, right? And he stated he thought they had a good relationship as he was at her house the other day and she gave him a hug. He wanted to say a male party with Danielle identified as Joshua Abrams had been verbally assaulting he and his wife during the court proceedings. So why is Josh even there? It's not his crotch fruit. Josh has his own crotch fruit he should be trying to get, but he doesn't give a fuck about them. Because he's too busy doing this bullshit and taking out his 3-inch wiener and sending dick pics as if that's attractive. So, why is Josh there? This is what Josh is saying. What a lowlife. He had been verbally assaulting he and his wife during the court proceedings, stating, among other things, your wife should have swallowed your load and your... What do you say? Your wife should have swallowed... Sorry, I lost that one. In the middle of a good one. Your wife should have swallowed your load and your son would never have been born. Referring to Camel Tow Truck Girl's baby daddy. That's lovely. Of all the people who should have swallowed their load, I mean, obviously Josh's birth mother, who gave him up because he's unwanted. She kept all of her other kids, but she put Josh up for adoption because she realized that the kid was obviously fucked from day one. She ain't taking on this mess on her own. She'll keep the other ones, just not Josh. And your son would never have been born. Time out. Before I get lost on a tangent here. When Josh was in jail the first time, what I liked about it was that I knew that no matter what we said about him on here, or no matter what we wrote about him, he was going to hear about it the next day. Because Camel Tow Truck Girl was going to go down there and tell him. But now he's not going to hear any of this, man. Josh, I've heard from, I have good sources on this one that tell me that Josh is in jail and he's trying to reach out to third parties to get them to contact Camel Tow Truck Girl, and she won't call him back because he tried to rape her. He is a rapist. Even she's smart enough to realize that hanging out with rapists is a bad losing proposition. So I don't even know if he's going to hear this, right? And I'm not a violent guy. I'm not going to fight anyone. But I just hate him so much, right? It would be fun. When I heard Billy Tibbetts kick the shit out of him, I got hard. I'm not going to lie. It would be fun to watch this kid just get his face bashed in, wouldn't it, guys? I'm not a violent person, but goddamn, that would be fun. I don't want to be the one to do it because I'm not a violent guy. But I just hate him so much. I hate him so much, I feel like the rage would take over, you know what I mean? I mean, he's such a piece of shit. To say this to these parents, right, who've been taking care of her freaking kid, he has no stake in this whatsoever. What the fuck does he want Danielle to have custody for? How does that benefit him? Right? He needs her to go around and freaking... Or is he going to use the kid as a prop? That's what it sounds like to me. So anyway, he goes on to say, Michael stated Joshua is a First Amendment guy. I asked what that meant. He said he goes around to police departments to try and confront police officers about the First Amendment rights while he videotapes it. Michael stated Joshua has been trying to get him into a confrontation all day with the insults and taking video of him in the courtroom. Michael stated court officers told Josh to turn the phone off in the courtroom. Michael stated he did not know why Josh was even there, as he has nothing to do with the ongoing custody issue. Good question. Michael denied any physical assault of Danielle. I spoke with her, who stated upon leaving the court that she was videoing outside of the court when Michael walked past her and grabbed her arm, assaulting her. This is when the disturbance started. Abrams stated he would email me the video. This is when it gets good. He stated he emailed me the video. I provided him with my department email address. He attempted to send the video, and he stated that it was too large to send. He would send it later at a later time. As of the writing of the report, I still have not received it. Both named witness statements, Kimberly Imbruglia and Leah Fulcino, were consistent with the party they were with. They stated that he pushed Danielle's hand away and that he denied any wrongdoing on his behalf. So, what is it? I mean, it's insane, guys. It's insane. Like, literally, this is what he does. He lies. Just remember what he lied, how many times he's lied with me? Oh, I have proof that you did this, this, and this. I'm going to send it later. And then he moves on to the next subject. We're supposed to forget he ever said that. He lies. He lied when he read the Billy Tibbetts report, and I called him out on it. When Billy Tibbetts kicked his fucking candy ass in jail. Kicked his candy ass. And this is what he does to the cops. Oh, I have it on video. I have it on video. Oh, cool. Can I see it? Oh, I don't have it right now. I'll email it to you. Oh, it can't work. It's too big to file. Oh, yeah, I'll show you that. He's a fucking liar. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. So it goes on. There's some more shit here. This is, he called in a bogus well-being check on the child. He's also got, this is from Danielle, Camel Tow Truck Girl, who filed a false police report about the assault from Anthony Maselli. Remember, this guy is the guy who was with her and committed all the credit card fraud. This, of course, is after Josh found out that this guy was probably banging her, while he was in jail. So he probably gets her to, make up a lie. This is what he does. What else is he doing here? He also has, he reported that a bunch of his stuff was stolen from his car, and it's all redacted, which means, you know what that means? Those are his prescription pills. There might be some Suboxones in there. You never know with Josh. So it just goes on and on. There's more on here. Read the whole thing. Oh, my favorite part. This is my favorite part. The phone call from jail. Josh Abrams has acquired even more charges along with Hot Tow Truck Girl, right, or Camel Tow Truck Girl, for wisely conspiring to sneak Suboxone into jail during a monitored and recorded phone call. This stupid motherfucker. He's talking about smuggling drugs into jail. How fucking stupid can you be? Like, they're not going to record those things. What a dumb shit. How did he get out? I still don't understand how he got out. But he ain't getting out now. Rapist Dirty Dick is not getting us out. Where is Anselmo? Where is Anselmo? I don't know. Anselmo is also a deviant and a career criminal. I thought he was gay the whole time. I guess he's not. I guess he produced. I mean, you can make a kid if you're straight too. Anybody can whip up some baby batter. I guess you just, you think about dudes' asses and you just, bust a quick one. And, next thing you could have a baby. So anything's possible if you just close your eyes and, imagine it's a dude. But anyway, who is Julio? That's a great question. I need to meet this Julio dude. I need to meet Julio. I'm going to go as Julio for Halloween. I want to see what it looks like. So, anyway, he claims he's going back to Florida. Good. Get the fuck out of here. You can be Florida's problem. Anyway, have you guys seen his Facebook, his YouTube too? Let me check out his YouTube real quick. Because I'm laughing every time I go to his YouTube. I want to point out something too I noticed with this YouTube. On his channel, Accountability for All. Except for me. He's the least accountable person ever. He really is. The irony of calling himself Accountability for All. That this douchebag, this career criminal, is going to go around like telling cops that they're not doing their job. Insanity.
Officer, listen, I just got out of this car, and you have an unmarked...
So here we go. This is the most recent one. This was posted 3 days ago. It's an old one. He's doing reruns now. Doing reruns. I don't know who's running this page. But the reruns get clicks and stuff like that. But even down here, it's like, his typical things. 5,000 views. A good one's 15,000. That was the Worcester one, right? 6,000, right? 8.8 thousand. Then all of a sudden, guys, 9,000 over here. 107,000? We did this blog a while back. This was in Malden, I believe. And the chief was great in this one. But I want you to take a look at this for a moment.
If you ever buy anything from Apple, you should use WikiBuy.
Fuck WikiBuy.
It's a browser extension
never go there again.
Automatically applies coupons.
Fuck them. They're supporting this garbage.
You're probably glad they were...
So I want you to let's look at the comments, shall we? I noticed something when I was doing this. 1,473 comments. Let's go to newest first. Okay. Tyrant, plain and simple. I called and asked for Chief Tyrant. Notice these are all no profile pictures. They're all weird. I can see you are all good people. What? First time watcher. I don't like you. Okay. Criminals run the government. And they are retarded people. That's the truth. Just don't mess with the girl with the green pants on. That's my baby. Every single comment is... Guys, these are like Russian bots. I swear to God. Look at... They're coming in. Constantly. Constantly. Look at this one. Let him touch your sidearm. All said and done. Every single comment is support. Something's happening here. I don't know what this is. These are clearly fake though, right? They have done something. I don't know what they did. I don't know who's organizing this. But they are manipulating Facebook in some way. They are cheating, not Facebook, YouTube. And they're making money off it. Like those at WikiBuy right there. They paid money to be seen. Well, guess what? No one's actually seeing them. These aren't real people. There's no fucking way. Something's happening here. I'm sure there's some program out there that you can create, right, to go on there, right, and just make a bunch of comments that are all in similar of nature. Some of them don't even make any sense. Some of them don't even make any sense. You go, boy? Who would ever write that? Who would ever write that? Right? RDK was here. What the fuck is that? These cops is a shame to your community. Billy Tibbetts kicked your ass. That one's real. That one's definitely real. So it's just more black people who don't care about civil rights because they didn't have to march to secure them. Someone else bleed for them. What the fuck does that have to do with Josh's video? Clearly these aren't fucking people. This is fraud. They're defrauding YouTube now. Then again, fuck Google. I don't give a shit if they're defrauded. But what the hell is going on here? What is going on here? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, why don't we take any comments? You guys have questions? Have at it. Definitely bots, people are saying. Bond, torture, kill. What are we talking about? Why do people keep saying BTK? Any questions you have, let me have at it. The phrasing in all the comments is the same. That's a great point, Mega Mortis. Yeah, doesn't it seem like phone scammers from Nigeria, somebody said? Yeah. He paid a company for hits and comments. That's a good point. I bet you there's some company out there you can just pay to do this, right? Happy Halloween. I agree. How long will Josh do? That's a great question. From what people in the courthouse are telling me, he was looking at 5 years, probably. I don't know if these new charges are going to compound to that. I mean, to me, these new charges are the most egregious of them all. He's a fucking rapist, dude. He's a dangerous rapist. He preys on stupid, drug-addicted women like Danielle, right? Who, granted, is a big girl and she can make her own choices. But he preys on them, right? And he takes their shitty situation and he makes it much worse by manipulating them, right? Danielle, if she had never met Josh, there's an outside chance she could have got her life together and maybe had her kid, right? With Josh, that's impossible because he'll bring out the worst in you. And the fact that she looks up to him is the reason of that, so fuck him. Did your kids dress up as turtles? Now, one of them was Spider-Man. The boy was Spider-Man. And the girl was, the hell was she? A Bumblebee. Yeah, usually they match. Like last year it was, was it last year? Last year they were Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. The year prior to that, it was, she was Cruella de Vil and he was Old Dalmatian. So yeah, but this is the first year, fuck it, you're just throwing this. And they get to trick-or-treat twice now, right? Because my wife's from Fitchburg, and Fitchburg moved, I know, don't judge me, but Fitchburg moved their trick-or-treating to Saturday. Holden didn't. So we got to go to Holden today, and then she'll take him up to Saturday. And Saturday, I'll be in Sherborne for the peace vigil, for the prayer vigil, for Bob Murchison and Kirk Minahan. That's where I'll be on Saturday, rather, in Sherborne. I'll ask every time, when are you teaming up with Kirk and Callahan? Whenever they want to, man. I mean, I'd love to team up with those guys. But, Kirk is not his own boss. Kirk works for Barstool Sports, so that would be completely up to them. With Jerry was talking about getting his podcast going off the ground, getting lifted off the ground. He's looking for a liberal to be on there because he doesn't want somebody he agrees with all the time. And I'm not that guy, but if he ever gets it started, I'd be kind of on the casting couch situation. But I'd love to. I'd obviously love to have a more permanent thing like that. It's really only a matter of time, I feel like. You just keep creating good content. You keep giving them a reason to listen. Eventually your break comes. That's the way I look at this. We got a huge audience here at Turtle Boy, right? Millions of people read us. No one else has this kind of reach, in New England, really, besides Barstool Sports. So eventually it's going to come. It's going to happen, right? We got a pretty good model. The only thing crappy about our business model, really, is that we get sued all the time. We don't really have a plan for that. That's our Achilles heel. But we're working through it. I just paid $9,000 last week to my attorney for the Azadnia lawsuit, and I really hope it doesn't go to freaking trial because that will be fucking expensive, and I'm gonna have to get creative to raise money for that. It'll be like 20 G's. It's not gonna be fun. So where is Josh now? Locked up? Correct. He's in Bristol County Jail, of all places. Can you plan a local fundraiser? I've been trying, man. I've been trying. A lot of these bars, they just don't want to do it. They're afraid to be associated with Turtle Boy. It's gutless. Gutless. So if you know anyone that owns a bar, right? Or you own a bar yourself and you're interested in hosting an event like that, I would love to come down there. And guess what? We're going to bring you tons of business. That's the thing about it. A Turtle Boy event night costs you nothing. You just get a bunch of people who wouldn't normally be down there, and they pay you money for drinks. What's not to like? Bill Dado has done a 180 on him, and he's not a safe space blasphemer. Yeah, I did watch that video. Good for Bill Dado. I'll give him that. I mean, it took him long enough. We were telling him this from day one. Shame on him for ever supporting him in the first place, but credit where credit's due. You come around. I guess they draw the line at rape. That's good. I'm glad they're on the other side of the rape issue. You can buy Twitter followers. Why not on YouTube? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing about the YouTube followers, they comment too. They comment a lot, you know? Let's see. Will Tibbetts break Josh's new glasses? God willing. God willing. I know, and he called me the perv. Isn't that the ultimate irony? Isn't that the ultimate irony, folks? The rapist called me a pervert. I'm almost honored. Tulsi or Genduso? Tulsi, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Although Genduso is looking good now that she's no longer a cop. She's back to her, her loose woman days. I kind of like that. But nobody's hotter than Tulsi right now. Like, literally nobody. What else we got here? Can you get Hot Tow Truck Girl on the show? I would welcome her on the show, no problem. Well, the last time I talked to her, I called her. I told Josh to put his whore on a leash. Turned out she was a whore, which doesn't mean she should be raped. But her and I have a rocky history. But I would welcome her on. How is the suit against Orga going? I'm still writing the complaint. It's going to be a little bit. I'm also working on the book because I'm trying to get this book out for Thanksgiving. So people could buy it for Christmas. It's Uncle Turtle Boy's naughty list of the 80 or 100 naughtiest people in Turtle Boy in the year. Josh Abrams is on the list. Don't worry. Why do you broadcast during a Thursday night football game? Well, I do every Tuesday and Thursday, and quite frankly, most of the Thursday football games suck. If the Patriots were on, we wouldn't do it. Are the Cardinals covering the 10? I got Cardinals plus 10, so you tell me about that. Yeah, Jerry doesn't like leading the show. That's a great point. Jerry Callahan he's a good number 2 guy. He's never been the one on that show. John Dennis was the number 1, the lead guy, and then Kirk Minahan was the lead guy. Jerry is your classic, the guy to bounce stuff off of. He's a perfect number 2. All right. Any other questions? Oh, Pineapple says, I'm so happy you mentioned the ginger cheese hog the other day because I went back and read the blog and watched the video. That was a great one. That joke was awesome. Panagakos is going after Brian Gomes. Is he really? Why? The counselor from New Bedford? I don't know if you guys know this, but Gomes is represented in his lawsuit against the hospital he was fired from for sexual harassment. He's a New Bedford City councilor by George Leontire. George Leontire is also the lawyer for Panagakos and his wife, who they are madly in love with each other and has nothing to do with money. They are also represented by Leontire, so that would be interesting. I'd like to hear more about that. When you blogged about the death by texting case, you said to remind you about your crazy ex. Oh, I never told you that story? Oh, yeah. So I'm out of... Okay, so this was like, I wouldn't even call her an ex-girlfriend. So I met this chick at UMass when I was like 20, probably 24. I would go up there and party sometimes because I had a friend who like took 7 years to graduate. So we go up there and party. Met some chick up there, right? Started talking. She's from Easton, of all places. And believe it or not, she's probably like 3 or 4 years younger than me. When she had a curfew, I shouldn't even, a literal curfew. So she was like obsessed with me too, right? And I knew she was a little bit crazy, so I didn't want to like get too serious with her. You know what I mean? So anyway, she got fucking pissed at me a lot, like would just yell at me, like it was like abusive. It was terrible. I couldn't be with this chick, but I kind of did crazy at the same time. That's my fault. So she comes and visits me in Worcester, right? And I know she's got to go home that night because she has a curfew for some reason. So she comes over, we hang out for a little bit, and then I'm like, I'm going to the bar. We're going to the Blackstone Tap that night. And I'm like, you're going home. See you later. Obviously, you have a curfew. But she decides she's going to break curfew. Why? Because I'm going out. And I might meet another girl, even though you're not my girlfriend. Okay? So I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So we go down there, and she's yelling and screaming at me, being a freaking psychopath. I'm like, I can't deal with it. She drove me to the bar. I got out. I went in. My friends were in there, right? And I'm like, I'm just not talking to her. I'm just fucking. I'm going to pretend she's not here. So go in there, and a woman I know came up to me and started talking to me. And I wasn't trying to hit on this woman or anything. I know her around. Started talking to her. Good looking lady, etc. So she tries making me jealous by talking to my friend, who happens to be a Worcester cop, right? And she starts like trying to hit on him and like hook up with him, as if that's going to make me mad. I would not give a shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, good. This is great. Take her. But he's a nice guy, and he's like, I'm not going to do. He thought we were together or something, and he felt uncomfortable about it. So the second I start talking to this other chick, she comes over to me, right? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking to that girl? What the fuck is that? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to stop talking. You need to get on my face. You need to leave me alone. Okay? You're not my girlfriend. You're fucking nuts. Just leave me alone. Right? She just looks at me. And then, bam! Fucking closed fist. Right to the head. Right? And then again, she got 2 good whacks on me. I just stand there. Fucking whacked me. I'm like, I'm standing next to a wooden pole. I remember my head went into the wooden pole. And I'm like, what the fuck? This chick is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do in that situation? What do you do when a girl punches you in the face like that in a bar? What do you do? You guys tell me. I don't hit girls. I don't do it. Even if they hit me first, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to hit you back. Especially this girl, she's like 5 feet tall. I'm not going to do it. So she punches me in the head, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And they try to kick us both out. Like, I just stood, I got assaulted. They try to kick us both out. And luckily, my friends intervened, and they're like, this bitch is crazy. And she went on her way. And that was the end of that. I never saw her again. That was the end of that relationship. So that's that story. I hope you like that story. So, anyway, I don't remember what the context was of that. If it had to do with the rape story or whatever. This chick was rich, though. I like Easton a lot. I've been to her house, too. Whew, nice there. Yeah, she did tell me. She got me good, man. This chick wasn't playing around. She was pissed. If you could get in touch with Ben Kaplan, would you do a fundraiser? Yeah, I would do a fundraiser at any bar, right? Who is the hottest blog subject, huh? Oh, I'd have to go back and look, man. There have been some good ones. Top of my head, I don't know. Genduso? I have to go back and look. Right? Is KC on the list too? I don't know what list that is. Pissing off Brett or kicking the nuts? Pissing off Brett. I don't think Maud's that. I mean, Maud's good looking, I guess, but there's just something about her. You look at that bitch. That bitch is crazy, man. Maud's the kind of chick that will punch you in the face at the bar. Like that's what she reminds me of. I know a crazy bitch when I see one, guys. I know a crazy bitch when I see one. That is a crazy bitch. Other questions. Sorry, I missed a bunch of these that went through there. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. If you asked the question and I missed it because I was ranting about my incident, feel free to ask it again, and then we'll wrap things up. Oh, yeah, bobbing for boners. Like, she's not as hot as Jen Duso, but she's probably wilder, right? I bet you she's a great time. God. She's sexy. I don't care what they say about her. She's sexy. Like, she would do that in town hall. Woohoo! Think what she do behind closed doors. Good Lord. That's the thing. Yeah, good point. Like, Maude is the kind she will fake an orgasm all day long. No, she fakes everything else in life, right? The stripper mom. There's been so many. What's the status of the Fall River mayor? He has dropped out of the election. So, really not much going on. He dropped out. How about Salem's girlfriend? Yeah, I don't think she's, I mean, she's good looking, the chick from yesterday, but she's like, I don't know. A little too skinny. I don't know. I like a little bit of thickness to work with. Just a little bit. A little bit wouldn't be bad. Kind of not my type. Anything else? Yeah, no, the Bristol cop costume was a big hit. I have to admit that. A very big hit. All right, any last minute questions before we call it a night, folks? Yeah, Amanda Sawyer's brother was supposed to come on today. I was supposed to have him on today. He messaged me about it. And then he messages me this morning, and he's like, she's threatening to sue me, so I can't come on. Oh, you little bitch. You little bitch. How old is Josh when he got adopted? No clue. I think he was a baby. All right, any other questions? All right, guys, so we're going to call it a night then, and we will see you all on Saturday for the live show. All right, peace, Tartaritis.